to talk about. If you know me personally, you know that I've always been like a pretty like thick person. Like I've always had weight on me. I'm definitely not skinny by any means. So right now, this is very skinny for me, and I've had multiple people like ask me like if everything is okay. The answer is no. Everything is not okay. Mentally, I'm not okay. Physically, I don't think I'm okay either. And it's really hard to like admit that, because I'm the type of person that doesn't ask for help, doesn't like I'm very, I guess, very prideful in that way. Like I want people to think that I can do everything, and in doing that I have crippled myself, and by not accepting help, I've overwhelmed myself and not put myself as a top priority. I've even I've been getting really close to God lately, and my relationship with Him feels so strong. And I feel like it either does one or two things when you're going through something. You either cling to Him or you run away from Him. And right now I'm clinging to Him hard, and I feel that that's the only thing that has been getting me through what I've been going through. So I wanted to explain more in detail about what that is. And so probably I would say since I was younger, I always every once in a blue moon, it would feel like food would go down slow for me. And French fries, okay, let's say there was one particular time where I was eating food from Chick-fil-A, and I had a French fry, and I felt like I was choking because it was going down so slow. Like maybe I had taken too big of a bite or something. And that's kind of what I always thought that it was. I always thought I just took too big of a bite, I need to take smaller bites. So I've always eaten very slow, and people will laugh about it and stuff too, because they're like, oh my gosh, you eat so slow, which I do, but there's a reason for it. So fast forward to it happened every once in a blue moon, to after I had my daughter, and it started happening a little bit more frequently. I still didn't think anything of it. I was like, okay, it's just a weird thing. Or I would always tell people oh, I must have a small esophagus or something like that, which sounds dumb thinking about it. And then after I had my son, it just seemed like it was getting progressively worse. And one night I had made I made breakfast for dinner one night, and I made biscuits, and I made homemade honey butter to go on top, and I was eating a biscuit, and and it's funny because you always joke about that, especially being Southern, people are like, oh, you're gonna choke on this biscuit because it's so dry or whatever. Well, it just would there was a piece that would just not go down, and I kept swallowing and drinking, and it was really starting to scare me. But the odd thing is that I wasn't choking, and I could still breathe, but it was stuck right there, and it just would not go down. split up or something, and it was just really weird. And ever since that day, and it may just be a worry thing too, but I have pretty much been on a liquid diet since that day. And I really just miss food. Like, it sounds so dumb, but like I genuinely just miss food. Like, I want to eat something. I want to enjoy my food, and I can't. And that was the problem, is like I was starting to like not be able to even enjoy my meals. It was just like, I don't know. I would just have to constantly remind myself to chew smaller bites or keep chewing. Like, I had to be super mindful when I was eating. And so I kind of just stopped. And so that's the reason why I've lost so much weight. And I'm drinking like protein shakes and smoothies, and I'm eating like applesauce and broth and ice cream and yogurt and stuff like that. But it's not enough. It's not gonna be like super sustainable for a long period of time, and I don't want to live like that. And so it's been very like depressing for me, and I'm just, I don't know. I wanted to come on here and make like an actual video, because Instagram always cuts me off. And I'm actually in the process of writing a book, because I've been writing poetry since I was 10 years old, and I because of the things that I have been going through, I have been able to, like, I have so much material because of the things that I've been going through. And so yeah, I just figured that I would write a book, and I've had a lot of people tell me to write a book, so I was just like, okay, I'm gonna do that. And it's really personal, because I don't read a lot of my poetry to that many people. Like, most people that know me probably didn't even know that I wrote poetry, because that's how personal it is. Like, I was even worried to read it to my husband, kind of thing. I think I've probably shared poems with my sister and like my mom and my grandma, but even some poems I haven't shared to them. So this is gonna be a very vulnerable thing for me to do, but I think it's the right thing to do, because there's so many people going through things right now, especially right now, and my heart lately has felt so heavy, and I know I'm not alone in that. I know that a lot of people have felt that way, especially recently. And I know what most of you are probably thinking, like, oh, just go to the doctors and get it checked out. Yeah, that's probably what a normal person would do. But I'm not normal, and I have medical anxiety, like, really bad. And I've already self-diagnosed myself with probably like a million different things, like from digestive issues to cancer. I'm just being completely honest, and it scares me. scared to death to go to the doctors. Because of what they might say. But at the same time, I want to figure out what's going on so that hopefully it's something that can be fixed and I can enjoy my life and my kids. And I really don't talk about this that much because I just don't like feeling like I'm a burden, or it's so cliche to say, but I'm serious. Like I really hate that. I love taking care of people and making them feel better, but I have not been doing that with myself. And this whole thing has been a huge reminder for me to also put myself first, because I haven't been for a really long time. And I even none of my clothes fit me. My rings don't fit me. My milk, because I'm still breastfeeding, everything has kind of just gone. Which he's a year old, it usually happens around that time, but I wasn't prepared for it. I wanted to end it, or him end it on his own terms, not my body just be like, okay, we're not gonna do this anymore. And because I breastfed my daughter till she was 2, it was just really it hits me hard, especially because he's my last baby. There's so much that is going on, everyone goes through things, and there's so much that people don't know about because people don't talk about it, or they hide it really well. Because I go to church, I hang out with people, and it's true, you put on this front of trying to be happy and trying to be funny and all these things, because you don't want people to really know what's going on with you. Or it's literally talking about masks. That is the biggest mask that I or anyone else can put on, is you're not even being yourself. It's just, you're just putting on this front. And I've been doing that for a long time, and it's exhausting, and I'm not gonna do it anymore, because it's draining me, and it doesn't benefit me in any way, or in my kids' way, or my husband, anything like that. It just, I'm trying to be strong for everybody else, and I can't even be strong for myself. And it's very frustrating, getting to this is, people who go through anxiety, exactly what I'm talking about or feeling. But people that haven't gone through this, it may seem this sounds ridiculous. It's literally all in your head, and you're just making these things up, or you're the one who can change it, and just don't worry. And I really wish it was that easy. I wish I could look myself in the mirror and say, hey, Cheyenne, today you're not gonna worry, and then it's gonna be fine. And in the Bible it says so many times to not worry. Don't be afraid. And I know that, and I read that, but it is so hard to actually do that. And I'm trying really, really hard to trust in God and to rest in, Him. But it is so hard. And I don't know why it's so hard, but it is. And that's another thing I'm struggling with. There's just so much. And I'm not depressed. I don't feel like those thoughts or anything like that. It's nothing like that. It's just I'm constantly in a state of worry or panic. And to sum it up, I want to know what's going on, but at the same time, I don't want to know what's going on. Or I only want to know what's going on if it's going to be a good thing or something that can be fixed. And my fear is that I go and they tell me that it's something really bad and that I'm going to have to be drinking smoothies and protein shakes for the rest of my life. And that may sound like that's really not that big of a deal. But if you also know me, you know that I'm a huge, huge foodie person. I love food. I love cooking food. I love everything around food. I love going out to dinner for celebrating things, everything. And all of that has just been I don't want to go out to eat anywhere because I have to have specific things. It just takes all, for date night and stuff, he's the only one who's gonna be eating, so it's we just why go out? That's my thought process anyway. And I'm trying to change that into a healthy voice in my head. But again, it's really hard to break that and talk positively to yourself when you feel like crap. And it's just really hard. And not just the throat thing, but I feel just drained, tired all the time, which anxiety can do that to you. It literally makes you feel so exhausted because your brain is constantly going. I'm just sick of it. I'm sick and tired of it. And I'm trying to get up the courage to finally make a doctor's appointment for myself. I don't know how long that will take. I'm trying really hard to make it as soon as possible because I don't want to just sit on this, and if it is something more serious, and then I can be helping it. But I'm just so scared. I'm so scared, and it's so stupid, and I'm so mad at myself for being so scared. You ever just think to yourself, why do I feel this way? Especially as a Christian, it's just so frustrating. But I wanted to get on here and have a real talk, because Christians struggle with the same things. They struggle with not trusting God. They struggle with doubt. They struggle with shame. All of those feelings we struggle with as well. And I'm not perfect by any means, but I am trying to live the way God wants me to live. And I'm trying really hard to be more like Him. And I feel like that's all that you can do. But I just wanted to get on here and say that because Instagram always cuts me off. And I kind of don't like doing Instagram Live because I mess up or fumble over my words a lot, and I'm right on live, so I can't edit it. But that's pretty much like the gist of it. And like even looking at myself in the mirror, I'm not happy. I don't like what I see when I look in the mirror. I'm too skinny. I don't like it at all. And I'm so over it. No, this poem book is going to be, I think, a really good thing for me, because it has always been such an outlet for me, and I'm really excited for you guys to read it too, because once you do, you'll kind of understand me more on a whole different level, which is why it's so like vulnerable for me and nerve-wracking to even write this out, because it's like, do you really want people to know that side of you? And if they do know that side of you, will they still be there, or will they still feel the same way about you, or support you, or love you in that way? And it's really hard to actually be yourself. But I think that it comes back to childhood things, and like I was bullied a lot when I was younger. I'm really trying not to go off on like a whole tangent, but I'm just trying to give you like a little backstory of Cheyenne. And I was bullied a lot, like a lot when I was younger, to the point where I probably gave myself an eating disorder. Like I just wouldn't eat in front of said people. I'm not gonna say their names because I've, forgiven them, but I wouldn't eat in front of them. I started shaving my legs at a really young age because of these people making fun of me for the hair on my legs, which I was only 9. So if that tells you anything. Just a lot of things that happened that, got me to where I am right now. And my anxiety started at a really young age as well, from being bullied, from things that I went through during my childhood years that I shouldn't have gone through, with relationships and yada yada, and my relationship with God and just everything. But God has been the consistent key, the consistent factor in all of this, is what has gotten me through everything. And I've noticed that, and that's why I have stuck with my faith, especially right now, because that is the only thing that, like, looking back now, maybe in those moments I was like, where are you, God? I don't see you, I don't hear you. But in hindsight, he was there with me every step of the way. And I see that now, because I'm like, wow, he got me through some really, really hard times where I thought, I can't do this anymore. Like, I mean, at such a young age, I felt that way. And, yeah, it was just, I'm glad that I realized that. And because right now, I feel like all my life he's been tempering me and, making me stronger, maybe for this exact moment. And like, just when you feel like you can't take any more, gets piled on. And I'm I'm saying this now and I can feel it in my bones that this is going to be my testimony. I don't know what that may be. I don't know what I'm going to be diagnosed with. I don't know if I'll be diagnosed with anything. But I'm just putting this, saying this, putting it out there that I know that this is going to be my testimony, and I am excited for that. So I just really wanted to share some of that with you guys, and not on Instagram, because like I said, it always cuts me off and I don't really like the live thing. So yeah, so if you are still watching this after 26 minutes, thank you. And I really appreciate all the love and encouragement and the prayers that I've received. It truly has helped me a lot. And I really hope that you guys stick with me throughout this journey. And I hope that if you are going through the same things, that watching this, for one, doesn't like trigger you or make you feel this way, because that's not my intention. But I hope that it does help you, or you resonate with it in some way and are kind of like, wow, I'm not alone in this, and I can, you know, watch this or read this book and, you know, feel like I'm not alone. So anyways, thank you for watching the video. And I haven't posted on my YouTube channel in a while, so it's gonna be really weird, just this random video of like a life update. But anyways, I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you for watching.